And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie told me I had to start talking. Let's get this day started. Today is Thursday, believe it or not. This week has been a whirlwind as we move into a new year, 2024. Anybody still writing 23? I've done it once or twice. Had to correct myself. Already the 4th day of January. Elvis's birthday is coming up on the 8th. Just in case you wanted to know that. I'd like to keep track of that. It is downright cold. We're sitting at 26 right now this morning as you're getting up. Now, we're going to have a wind that's going to make even worse. 20-mile-an-hour gusts today as it rolls in, a high of about 53. As we go here to look at Meridian Honda radar, we pulled this up this morning. We show over near Montgomery a lot of fog this morning. Be careful. The state of Mississippi is all clear. What is this blue stuff, you say? We've got it right there. That's a freeze fog advisory, where the fog freezes. Anywhere from Montgomery all this way up here, right below Birmingham, up to Gadsden and Anniston, Alabama. If you're keeping track of that, if you've got to go east in any direction, keep that in mind as you are on your travels today. We've got a lot of headlines to talk about, what's going in and around the world here in the good old U.S. of A. And then we'll get you ready for the local stuff that happens at 7. Thank you all for joining us. We do appreciate that. Getting some remarks of 25 degrees. Center Hill, 22, Chet's Paint and Body Shop says. Let me tell you, that's cold. Don't care who you are. Ooh. And as Brian said, City Meridian, Mississippi Animal Shelter. Adopt some pets there. They need a home also. Good morning to everyone. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to get a good message this morning. Let's go out to Collinsville to the First Baptist Church, then we'll get into our headlines. All on the way this morning.
It's often easy for us to focus on the things that serve to make us different. And we are different. We're male and female. We have different ethnic groups which observe different cultural norms. We can be different politically and philosophically. We can have all kinds of different preferences when it comes to almost anything. Many of those differences serve to make the world a wonderful place just simply because we're not all the same. While some of the things that make us different, we allow to divide us. When it comes to the church, God's call is for unity. In Ephesians 4:4-6, the Apostle Paul makes one of the strongest calls for God's church to live in unity. It says there is one body and one spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. Did you hear all the oneness in there? Unfortunately, the diversity that we have within and among our churches can cause God's people to focus more on the things that make us different instead of those things that unify us. Maybe if we could put all of those divisive things under the lordship of Jesus Christ, it would turn our focus to the fact that as God's children, there's enough oneness that would serve to unify us more. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mounty Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. Hope you enjoyed that. Always a good message there. They'll be back open for business on Sunday. Make sure you come up and do it. Well, they're actually in business every day. Helping people, saving people. That's what we need more of. I hope each and every one of you, as you start your day, has got a good grip on life today. Maybe it's coffee or maybe it's Mountain Dew or Coke that you have to grab. In the Deep South, it's just referred to as Coke. I made a mistake, didn't I? As we start looking at the headlines this morning, this is always concerning when we see this. United States always has to step in. The Red Sea. Have you got something being shipped to you? This will really affect everyone and everything since NAFTA. You know what I mean by that. As they're halting some shipping due to attacks on ships coming in. They're going to shut down for 2 to 3 days. That means oil. That means goods and stores. Everything that's made out of this country having trouble getting here. I remember a time in a land far, far away when products were made right here in the good old U.S. of A. We even had oil. Now, that could be a fairy tale. Maybe I'm dreaming all that. Somebody wake me up and tell me if I'm right. Starbucks. This is something new. They're going to start letting you use reusable cups. And you go, well, why on earth would they do that? It's their bid to save the landfills from cups. So you'll be able to bring in your old coffee mug or whatever it is and get a refill out of it. We'll see how long that lasts. Snapchat. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It's where you take pictures and it stays up for just a second. Now, a lot of, I guess you would call it the younger generation, use that. There's a few of the older that use it also. But a lawsuit is going to be allowed to go forward with this. Parents and relatives of children that died due to drug overdoses. And you go, well, what does this have to do with Snapchat? The family members are claiming that Snapchat allowed them to make drug purchases through the site, through the app. Understand how it worked. I guess it said where you could go buy them. They're now suing them. Might I remind you, one has to take responsibility for their own actions in life. Now, maybe they've done something wrong, but let's not forget that. I don't know all the details of this, if it was something that they were aware of, they had a place that you could go, which is highly doubtful. I'm not sure, but I don't know all the details. But again, there's so many things in life that could be fixed if one would just accept that they made a mistake in life. I hate that someone passed away. Now, we want to remind you of this. It happens every year about this time. And, well, for about 2 years there, we forgot that it even existed. We called it something else. It's called the flu. A cold, a common cold, and it sometimes gets into the flu. We've all gotten it at some point in our life, most likely. Wash your hands. Don't panic. Do your best to wash your hands every time you touch something. Might not even hurt to wear those little blue surgical gloves around. Helps when you pump gas, keep a pair of them. Have you ever thought about that? Every time I'm going somewhere and I stop and buy gas, I smell like gas the rest of the day. Like I got a strong odor. Old Spice wouldn't even put that out. But keeping a pair of gloves in your toolbox or a bag or something always helps when you're pumping gas there to keep that smell down. Odie, do you know anybody, a football player named Tyreek Hill, plays for the Miami Dolphins? When they say he has a mansion, it's really an understatement. It's like a West Wing. It's humongous. His home caught on fire this week. Firefighters did save it. He did have a lot of damage to it, but mansion is an understatement, folks. I don't know what they pay in that man, but it's a lot. A fire broke out in his attic, and firefighters were able to save it. They had to actually get on the roof to put it out. It was so big. It wasn't like you pull up and, like us. Big fire there. Let's see what else is going on in Florida. Eric Swowell, if I pronounce that correct, he's a representative out of California. A Florida man has threatened to kill him and his children. He has been arrested. You don't do that. You don't threaten someone. Apparently there's some pretty heavy evidence there backing all that up. Now, I think we're just getting into this. Have y'all seen the headline floating across America of the pregnant woman and her boyfriend that came up missing and they were found dead? Y'all familiar with all of this? Starting to get a little bit more details on this. It was a deal gone bad, we might say. A father and a son have been arrested. Son's like 20, the dad's 53. As you can suspect, a deal gone bad. Bodies removed and disposed of with whatever went on during the confrontation. It's getting bad there. But that's the latest on that one there. San Antonio is where all that went down. We respect our police officers. We respect all of our emergency officials that respond to things. As we go to Oakland, California, and you wonder why police, they're having trouble hiring people to be a police officer. 27 years old, police officer responded to a burglary. He's now deceased. 2 killed him when he showed up on scene. Oakland, California. We pass condolences to the young police officer's family. Actually, I missed his age. He's 36. He's still young, 36. Killed in the line of duty. No reason for that. Do y'all remember, and this has been quite some time, Kentucky, when all of this started coming out across America about same-sex marriage, and there was a Kentucky clerk who refused to sign the marriage certificates. Y'all remember that? She just wouldn't do it. She said it went against her religious beliefs. Oh, it was a blow up in the news every day over this. Believe it or not, all of that is still in court. she's been sued by this person, and that it was 2015. So that's been what, 8? No, that's 9 years ago now. A judge has ruled that she must pay $260,000 to one person for damages due to that, because she didn't give them their license. Does that mean she will actually have to pay it? I'm not sure. There's so many things that go in court that mean one thing and come out another. But that's what she's been ordered to pay. Have mercy. Headlines this morning. Are y'all paying attention to this case file that has been opened? Jeffrey Epstein. Names are out. Oh, who is that I see? Oh, it's Bill Clinton. It's Michael Jackson. There's names all in this. And the memes have started with the Clintons. If you haven't looked at Twitter, it's quite hilarious as people keep on with this. And again, Bill Clinton is a major name that has been brought up. Do y'all remember the name Kevin Spacey, George Lucas, Al Gore? All of these names keep coming. But wait a minute. There's one name that is not on the list that they said would be. A guy named Donald Trump. Not mentioned in there. Huh.
Talked about him, but not on the airplane.
Oh, my heavens. Now, as you get into the Clinton, and it hasn't been proved yet, but as you get into this Clinton, the line in there that is raising so much concern across America is Clinton likes them really young. What does that mean? He may be innocent of everything. We don't know him. We don't want to convict until we know more. But that is what the documents are starting to say. He didn't make it out of jail, did he? And again, there's a lot of memes that indicate that. I think that list is way over 200 now. We'll move on to that. Boy, this is just more and more and more. Let's see here. I don't know many hairstylists, but apparently this guy was somebody big. Paul Mitchell. He was a famous hairdresser. Do you know him?
Oh, yeah.
How did you know him?
Well, I mean, he's got his own line of hair products.
He's got his own line of hair products?
Yeah.
Odie, I am 54, and I don't know this, but I had never heard of it. How do you know him? Like,
I had an ex-wife that's cut hair forever. My daughter cut
Oh, okay. Now the truth comes out. Odie has hairstylists in his family line. I did not know that. Anyway, they have found his son deceased. He's 53 years old, and he would probably be the heir to all of that. He was found swimming in a pool at his home in Hawaii, and it wasn't good. But I honestly, boy, the knowledge that floats around over there, that scares me. That's pretty good, Odie. I would have never known the man. Let's see, predictions for 2024. I'm going to have to look more on this. They're back into saying that, do you say it Nostradamus?
Nostradamus?
That another one of his predictions have come true right after the new year. They're trying to say that he predicted an earthquake many years ago. You believe that? Is it the way people are reading this, or did he actually say the year 2024? I'm not sure.
I have to go back and read that.
It makes interesting reading material because each year somebody ties something to this man. Uh-oh. They're telling me that I'm sheltered. I may be, but honestly. Now, I've heard of, Vidal Sassoon. That's a hair shampoo company, isn't it?
Now, Paul Mitchell, he had advertising on TV.
What channel did he advertise on?
All of them.
Odie, I promise you I've never heard of that man.
Yeah.
And I admit now, there, as that saying that I am sheltered to a degree, there are things in life that I wasn't privileged to, that I simply don't know. And that's one of them. I am that guy that walks in the house and I can walk right through something. Well, did you notice? Nope. Where is it? And I stepped over it and I never saw it. I admit my faults. I do have some every once in a while. Oh, there's 25 new Christmas trees that I passed. No, I did notice them. They kind of blended in with the rest.
You didn't notice her hairstyle.
If people only knew the life I live with decorations. I mean, she's got a shed that is nothing but decorations for every season. Every season. We could go on with fall for 4, 5, 8 months. We'll be right back as we'll get into your forecast next to this morning. Let's find out about them gas logs.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs and record lows. Anybody remember 2006? It was a warm day, 79. I doubt there'll be many of us who know this date or was there, but 1919. It was a cold day, 10 degrees set on that. And that was chilly. Just above that at 26 right now. As we look at that forecast for today, we will get into the 50s. A lot warmer than yesterday with those 40s. Boy, that was a cold, dreary kind of day, wasn't it? Cold it was. As we look to 53 in Philadelphia, up north as we go into Columbus, across where Mississippi State sits, we should still see 53 as we follow down 56 there on the river. Down to Hattiesburg, 56 as well. Out to our east there in Demopolis there on the river, 53. Tuscaloosa should see 55. Not bad in Birmingham either at 52. As we come across, now again, we mentioned this a moment ago. For the great state of Alabama, if you're going to be anywhere in the Clanton, Selma, Montgomery, Anniston, Gadsden area, freeze fog advisory. Temperatures will be below 30, and this will cause a mess. It always does, so keep that in mind if you're going to be in Bama. Now, as we watch this closely, I want to remind you of this. This is days away, but we're still looking at a level 1 when it comes to the severe weather risk coming in on Monday night. Now, again, the worst of weather will be on the coast as this storm comes towards us, but it's very close as we see a level 2 at Hattiesburg. This could very easily come up through Jones County and get into Jasper and Clark and on through these areas here in the Jackson area as well. We're going to watch this very carefully. With this being said, it's already a level 2 in Philadelphia, northern Kemper County, Winston County. These Tala counties are all under level 2 with strong winds. What does that mean? Sustained winds of 25 to 35 with gusts of 40 to 50 here. Now, south of Philadelphia, they're about Tucker back toward Meridian and Jackson, and these areas should be sustained winds of 20 to 25 with gusts of 30 to 40. Again, every bit of this is subject to change next week. This will roll in on Tuesday after the storm goes through that night. A lot to pay attention to. As we look at what the forecast is doing, barely starting to stay normal on the west side of Mississippi. They're showing that east of here, warming up a little bit above average there. Hadn't quite made it here yet, has it? 26. Woof. As we look for that forecast change, 53 today. Tonight, again, extremely cold, 28. Now, it's better tomorrow as we'll end the week, but we have a 90% chance of showers tomorrow. We'll bump that as we go into Saturday with a high of 55. Lows of 45 to 38 there over the weekend. Sunday, maybe down to 36, but staying above freezing. As we go into the new week, look at this. We've got rain showers, 60% chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday as we head into Wednesday, the midweek there. As we look all the way toward January the 18th, we do see a little bit of 60-degree weather there during this rain. Then we're going to drop back to the 50s and look at this nighttime. Now, this is where we could get into some more severe weather that we'll watch here as we show showers on the 13th at 32 degrees. 1 degree difference there, and it could make some major change for us. But highs would jump back up to the 50s the next day, thawing things out, but something to watch at night. And we'll have 20s every night there, beginning somewhere around the 14th. That's cold weather. Go ahead and as we always say, be prepared for what's coming. It may be warm today into the 50s, but think of this. Tonight's low. Make sure you got plenty of firewood and that you've got everything gassed up. If you're on propane, make sure to go ahead and where you don't run that little fella to death that's jumping out with that big gas truck delivering it. Go ahead, plan ahead. Get that taken care of and have your tank filled. And nothing worse than running out of gas during cold weather. Yes, sir, Bob, it's happened to us. We didn't look at the tank. It happens to every one of us. As we look at the fishing forecast, we go out to talk to Chet today. It looks like our best time to fish started around 6 o'clock this morning. Should run until about 8. Your next time is going to be after dark. Again, as we look at this, as we go into the hunting side of things, here we go. Collinsville meets. Looks like we'll have a good time as well. Somewhere around 5:50 through just before 8 o'clock. Be there. It'll be after dark for your next best time to hunt. So take advantage of it. We've got till, the 31st here in Mississippi, and it goes a little bit longer in portions of Alabama until February 15th. But make sure to hunt. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time this morning. So many of you are up at Adam today. We can't thank you enough. Now, we're just minutes away from starting the morning show. We're going to recap everything that's gone on over the last 24 hours. What do you know about? Maybe you don't know it all. We'll look into that together. All that's coming up at 7 with Scotty Ray and Odie. He is prepared. We're on this, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.